These unprecedented times call for unprecedented measures from us as individual Christian professionals that want to use our career to glorify God. We will climb out of this pandemic in a state better than we were before. I'll show you how I know this a little bit later on in the video. And to do so, we want to focus on what can be, not what is. We're told in Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. It's time for us to pivot, not to just stay in one place, not to hope for everything to get back to normal. We have a chance to create a new and exciting way forward. If we don't pivot, we will perish. In this short video, I hope to inspire you to have a vision of your future possibilities. We will explore what it means to pivot during a recession, what Proverbs 29:18 richly entails, and how we can prepare for the eventual economic resurgence. Hi, my name is Shawn Sommerkamp, and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you can be reminded of each new video I post, which I do 2 times per week. Please consider becoming a member at motivationeer.com. Your membership provides much support for this channel. Thank you for considering it. We are close to 20 million Americans being unemployed right now. That's 6 million more than the 1930s Great Depression. I've spoken to quite a few disciples across the globe. In each of their countries, they too are experiencing a massive surge of people being laid off. Unemployment is still climbing. This is really affecting how people see their future. As mentioned, Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. The wisdom in this passage is profound. It's not talking about the vision we have for our own lives, what we envision for our personal specific future. It's talking about revelation from God, how we listen to God's word all the time. Yes, even during pandemic distress. Without God's word, people perish. So what does this perish word mean? That's a King James word. We see that in the King James Version. It's not used in other more modern versions. And if we look at how that word is used in other parts of the Old Testament, it illuminates the passage better, at least the word better. In other places, this word is used as being out of control, casting off restraint, being uncovered or exposed, like the feeling of being naked, thinking that other people can see right through you. I did another video on this channel previously that does cover more in depth this idea of the imposter syndrome. Please go check that out as well. Proverbs 29:18 is telling us there is no better time than now to turn to God for his guidance. If we don't, we won't be able to see the future clearly. Which brings us to a verse that gives us great godly guidance for this time and all times, Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. Let's break this down. That phrase, conform to this world, has the word conformed in it. The Greek word is systematizo. You can probably hear in there the word schematic or system. It's like a blueprint, a pattern. We don't want to follow the world's blueprint. We want to be generous and at peace, willing to share in these times of uncertainty. So for us to pivot for the future, this is where we want to start in the present. Okay, Shawn, what about me being unemployed? I have no income right now. What am I supposed to do with that? Like it says in Romans 12:2, we start by refusing to approach it from a worldly perspective. This is where we can listen to God's voice. Be at peace, be generous, willing to share as a start. Then, according to Romans 12:2, we can be transformed. The Greek word for transformed is metamorpho, completely changed like a caterpillar into a butterfly. If you think about it, caterpillars are incredibly limited by their reach. In fact, they spend their entire existence on one tree or plant. Butterflies, however, get around. You can find butterflies flying around at 1,000 feet. Some butterflies have even been known to fly 3,000 miles. This is what we want for our career, to be transformed from limitation, the caterpillar, to aspiration, the butterfly. How do we do it, especially in a pandemic where the unemployment rate is higher than it's ever been before? Following Romans 12:2, we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. The Greek word here is anakinosis, which I'm not pronouncing right. I just started a weekly Saturday morning executive coaching group call, a Zoom meeting. If you want to join, it happens at 8 a.m. every Saturday. I'll leave the link below. And this past Saturday, someone from Athens, Greece joined. So I asked her how to pronounce this word, anakinosis. So how do you pronounce the word? Can you tell us?
Yeah, in Greek, it's pronounced anagenisi, which is renewal, like renovation, what you said before, anagenisi. The way you pronounce it is probably the ancient Greek.
This word is still used in modern Greece today to describe what you do when you upgrade a kitchen. You renovate it. We want to renovate our thinking, and for the purposes of this video, let's just say pivot our thinking. We think of the economy and our place in it for the future from a completely different perspective. That means we pivot the way we share our faith, the way we have Sunday morning worship services, the way we attend meetings now, the way that we do business, the way we save and invest money for the future, the way we think about earning income, the type of jobs we can explore that are more recession-proof. Imagine for a minute all the new ways our global economy is going to function as a result of what's been happening these last 2 or 3 months. All of the new ways that we're going to be conducting business. Now, think about your role in it. My wealth manager shared a report with me that I now want to share with you. A quick shout out to Sam Santiago, thank you. Here is an historical look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Every massive market drop, that's the red lines, is followed by a massive market gain. We will recover economically in a huge way. This is great information to remember. And no, we're not putting our trust in the economy. We put our trust in God, but this is a good thing to do. Consider science, the mathematics of our economy. This is what we can expect. And since this pandemic has forced us to reconsider pretty much how we do everything, you and I now have proof that we are capable of radical change. We're doing it right now. We changed. No, we didn't have much say in how we've changed in this. We do have a say in how we change for the future. We can do it. We have proof. With that in mind, and to keep this spirit of renovation going that we've already started with our lifestyle changes, I want to do a little executive coaching with you right now in this video in order to achieve that mindset or continue that mindset with career changes. Here are some coaching questions I hope will stimulate creative thinking. Please feel free to pause after each question. So if you want, you can go to your journal and write down some of your thoughts or type it into your computer or voice dictate, whatever you want to do. What benefit have you received as a result of this current situation? How would you like the future to be once the pandemic is gone, when you are soaring even higher? What do you want that to look like? Which small step could you take today that would make the biggest difference for that future? If you don't know what small step you can take, how can you find out? What can you change about your behavior that will make this future a reality? How can you be sure to enjoy this pivoting process, this mind renovating process? What are you willing to stop doing to improve your future? Who can you include in your expanded circle of influence to improve the outcome of this new journey? How will your life transform as a result of this? I created a 21-minute video on how to actively expand your network while working from home if you're housebound now. If you have a chance, please go and watch that on my channel. It does kind of tie into some of the questions I've just asked. I think you're going to enjoy it. We now officially exist in a new world with new possibilities that did not exist in January. I mean, can you believe this? We get to help create what lies ahead of us. And this is how Romans 12:2 ends, so that you can prove what the will of God is, that which is good, acceptable, and perfect. That means we get to try new things as we pivot, experiment, knowing that whatever the outcome of these choices are, it's good, acceptable, and perfect. God is in control. Let's cling to the truth of God's word and let's pivot our lives to excel in extraordinary ways for the future. And don't forget to join my live executive coaching call Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern. The link is down below. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.